a few months, starting from January, I started pushing and growing really fast. Very common error again, and that really messes up your marketing strategy, but also how your social media perform. Business owners that are asking this type of questions, they are not really sure whom actually they want to target. This will help your product or service to stand out in the sea of competition. Today, I'm going to explain you how you can build your marketing strategy, how you can target your niche audience, and I'm going to share some tricks and tips about growing your Instagram. As some of you know, I've recently hit 80,000 followers in just 2 months, growing from 28,000 to 80,000. So the strategy worked, and stay with me because I want you to grow as well. So these tips going to be practical and that you can use as well for your own business. I've been in marketing for 10 years already, starting from content marketing, concretely building my travel blog and travel Instagram. And then I moved on into performance marketing. So I've analyzed and built advertising campaigns, scaling budgets, growing companies. And now I got back to social media marketing and content marketing, and I've been able to break through. So I would like to start explaining how you can build your marketing strategy from scratch and what's the most important foundations. And later on, I'm going to also share some tips about Instagram. So one of the most common questions that I received, it's how you target your audience. But what I noticed in many of these cases, when I'm approached by business owners that are asking this type of questions, they are not really sure whom actually they want to target. So their avatar, their ideal customer is not very clear for them. And this can lead to very broad and a message that is very diffuse, that is not concrete, and so that the customers that are not cannot relate to these marketing messages because they are too broad. So you're not targeting your niche. So that's the most important foundation, is really understanding deeply your niche and doing marketing research about who your niche are. So this can be done especially if you're already working, as most of business owners I know, they're already working in the field. They can gather all the data from existing customers, analyze it better, and understand clear demographics, interests, hobbies, and habits of their audience. This way, they will be able to create the customer avatar. This is the first and most important step, because if you don't clarify your customer avatar, again, you cannot target your audience, because all your messages, all your campaigns, all your ads should speak to your target avatar. One of the most common errors of business owners, including me, it's trying to target as many people as possible and sometimes also jumping from one topic to another. You get your personal interest in something, you start posting content about it, then you find something enough inspiration, maybe even from social media, and you also start posting about this topic that is not really relevant to what you were posting before. So this is very common error again, and that really messes up your marketing strategy, but also how your social media perform, because you are confusing the algorithms. You training your algorithm at one point, you are talking about one specific topic, and then when you diverse to another topic, the algorithm gets confused. It doesn't know where to place you, to which niche you actually belong. And this is not only confusing for algorithm, as I mentioned before, it's also confusing your potential customers, because they don't know who you are, which kind of values and services, products you represent. So they don't know what to expect from your products and services. One of the most important things is actually one thing is clarity. clarity in whom you want to work with, your ideal client. That's why many marketing professionals advise even to build a picture, visual representation of your ideal customer. Create all your marketing messages keeping this image in mind. And that's what many marketing departments do. They start from this baseline. Once you figure out your customer avatar, you describe it very well. You understand the demographics of your avatar, what they like, what their main interests are. I would like you to focus on your avatars, your ideal customers' pain points. Which pains your service or product gonna solve? This is so important because once you identify their core pain points, you can also do a research regarding other products and services that try to solve it and which kind of feedback they get from your ideal customer. Meaning that this research will help you identify how you can improve certain services or products that gonna solve your customer's issue. This will help your product or service to stand out in the sea of competition. So this is one of very important things that I always highlight. Identifying customer pain points and addressing better than other companies in the market. Moving on to the next point, what's important in marketing strategy is also positioning yourself as the leader and a person of influence, a spokesperson of your company. If you, as a CEO or owner of your company, do not feel confident in this position, I recommend you to find the person in the team who will be able to be this spokesperson, because it's crucial that your client have this representative of your company that they can relate to, that they associate this person with the company, and that this spokesperson delivers the key messages, delivers the values, and delivers the vibe, the general vibe of your company. Because this way, your brand is not impersonal anymore. It becomes really personal, something that people can relate to. As I promised you, my tips and hacks about Instagram growth, something that I was dedicating myself for the last few months, starting from January, I started pushing and growing really fast. How I grew with viral content. So I was really focused on viral type of posts, especially video posts. So Reels currently work the best for growth on Instagram, and that has been one of the main formats for me. So this type of content help you get noticed, help you get new followers. But of course, it's not the only content that you post. It's not going to position you as a influencer, as a brand of influence. So the idea is that you create different type of posts. Certain type of posts are more targeted for growth and trying to get into viral content. Another type of content that you post is about positioning yourself as a personal brand or your company, producing more marketing type of content that explains better which kind of these pain points that we discussed previously your company solves, which type of services or which type of other type of content, paid content you're going to produce to solve certain pain points. So this type of content really hooks the user around their pain point, something that they try to solve in their life. And this helps you to position your brand in front of these customers, and so that they can understand which problems and issues you're actually solving. Another type of content is more pushy type of content that, of course, is not the main type of content. Pushy in the way that is more targeted to convert your users that already discovered your product. They learned about pain points you solve. And then it's like a funnel when next step is to convert these users into paying customers. So this type of content is more direct, more salesy, a bit pushy, but it's still needed if you are trying to generate sales and convert your leads into paying customers. So these are three types of content that we add into our content strategy. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you don't try to post a lot. First type of content that is more targeted into generating sales, because first we try to generate awareness. We try to position ourselves in front of our customers. And then only after they learn more about us, we start producing this content more targeted for sales. If you are curious to learn more about how I build the brand, how I scale it, how I grow my following, and different tips and tricks in marketing, but also building my physical space and sharing all the backstage of a process, just subscribe to this channel and stay updated, because there's going to be more content, there's going to be more news and more tips and tricks.